All right, Josh Richardson going to join us here on the Sports Bash Live. We'll talk a little bit about him. The former Tennessee Volunteer, averaged 16.6 points a game last year, 4 assists. One thing he did do was shoot the three pretty well. He averaged 2.2 per game. So let's find out more about him and check in with the current 76er, Josh Richardson, as he joins us here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Josh, what's going on, pal? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
All is well. Are you enjoying a hot, steamy summer? Are you in Philly or are you out of the area?
No, I'm still in Miami. I haven't moved yet.
So it's not hot and steamy down there? Or is it always hot and steamy down there?
It's always hot.
Well, guess what? I bet you in about December you're going to be missing the weather down there. But you won't be missing playing down there. That I can guarantee. The fans will be phenomenal. That place will be rocking. But let's get into you being in Philly. This thing happened so fast. Like, it was like Jimmy Butler wants to go to, or Houston wants him, and then, maybe Miami. And the next thing you know, it all happened. Like, when did the reality set in that, man, I'm getting traded to Philadelphia?
Probably out there like 20 minutes. We just sat and thought about it, but we got really excited once we really talked about it. I was with a couple of my friends when it happened.
Now, I love to get inside the mind of a guy who plays in the NBA when all these crazy signings are going on and trades are happening and players are like, hey, I want to get moved. Like when you heard that Jimmy Butler may want to try to go to the Philly, were you like, I wonder if that means I might be on the move? Or is that something like, just wait, I'll walking down the street in Miami. If somebody calls me, then great.
I kind of saw it and, I thought about it, but when it happened, it was just, I wasn't really super surprised.
Yeah. What do you know about the players here? You got Ben, obviously Joel. They're kind of the core. They brought Tobias back. Al's here now. A lot of people are looking at this Sixers team and saying, wow, they really remade this team, and it looks pretty intriguing. What are your thoughts on fitting in with this new group?
I don't really think it should be too hard, man. Playing around great players who are also smart, it makes the job easy on you. So I know they have a lot of height. I think I'm definitely the shortest guy in the starting lineup, so that'll be interesting. But a lot of athleticism, a lot of versatility. So, I think we can go a lot of different directions.
You were a part of that team, Miami, that played the Sixers in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Now, that was their first time in the playoffs. And Ben, Joel, that was the first time they had both been to the playoffs. And you guys kind of, scratched and clawed and gave them a game. But was that the kind of situation where you kind of saw, man, even as young as these guys are, when they get into their prime, this team is going to be tough?
Yeah, they were tough then, and the physicality that they bring to the game is what really, made it tough on us. But, those guys are already some of the best players in the league, so, there's no telling when their real prime's going to start. So, it's nowhere but up.
Yeah, and Josh Richardson's our guest. Al Horford, what do you think? Because obviously the Sixers, he's been a pain in the ass here. He's just given Joel fits. He's such a smart guy. What do you think Horford will add to just having him as a part of a team, a guy like that? Because he seems like he quietly does things, but he's just such a pain sometimes to deal with.
Yeah, he's so solid. He doesn't really have any weaknesses in his game. So, the first thing you look at him, he brings is how smart he is and how much of a good vet he is. I've never heard any players say anything negative about him. So, you love playing with guys like that. But from just basketball, he just makes the game simpler. When you see him get on the court in Boston, you see their offense started running a little bit smoother, and just all the little things that he does really helps.
Right, as you mentioned, you're kind of the shortest guy out there. Oddly, at 6'6", you're the small guy. You got all sorts of possibilities with Horford setting screens at the top, and Embiid the way that he kind of pops out, and then you always have to have your hands and self ready when Ben's coming down the court. It seems that there's a lot of different offensive possibilities this team. But where do you see as the strength of your offensive game for the listeners out there? Josh Richardson, 16 points a game. How do you score a lot of your points?
I shot, I think, 7 a game last year.
Yeah.
I just attacked aggressive. I like to get to the mid-range a lot and find pull-ups in there. And then, if I get in the paint and people drop, I can find open guys, no problem.
Very versatile guy, Josh Richardson. It's funny because, you were traded for Butler, and it's almost like you're kind of replacing two guys. Butler, who's a slashing kind of player, mid-range guy, like you're saying, and also JJ, a guy who shot the three. That's one area where certainly he will be missed there. Is that a spot where the three-point shot, is that a part of your game that is continuing to develop and get better? You said you shot 7. You're making 2.5 a game, so it seems like that's an area where you're going up.
Yeah. That's always kind of been one of my strong areas since I've been in the league. But speaking of those guys, they were great players, two really different guys, and I'm not really trying to come up there and replace anyone. I'm just going to try to, be the best Josh Richardson I can be. But definitely my three-point game has been improving, and I think the biggest thing was just staying aggressive from three, because before I would miss a couple and just kind of stop shooting, but I'm kind of working my way out of that now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting now. You went to Tennessee, second-round pick. Tobias Harris also went to Tennessee. He was a mid-first-round pick. So Tennessee's starting to be on the come. But Tobias Harris said the other day that he was playing around with Ben, and Ben is starting to shoot a little confidently. Now, you've played against Ben before. When you're playing against Ben, does Spoelstra kind of say, look, guys, this guy's not shooting at all? Is that something that, you're seeing as an opponent against Ben, that clearly, hey, he's working on that part of his game, it sounds like, this offseason?
Yeah, and before, like you said, we would kind of hang off of him because, you have to just respect his athleticism and
right,
how he gets in the paint to the rim. And I think if he can add that a little bit of shooting to his game this year, I think that can help him and our team a lot. But Tobias did say he knocked a couple down in a row on him, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and we were talking about this the other day, and I said, because it comes from Tobias, I believe it more. Tobias has ultimate credibility. He seems like such a nice human being,
Yeah, definitely. I know this is always 7 because he's always kind of been like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was if it came from someone else, I don't know if it's just them kind of just saying stuff, but Tobias has credibility behind it that I believe Tobias saying. He shot it with, and that's the biggest thing, I guess, Josh, is Ben just shooting with confidence and having the confidence to say, you know what, I'm just going to shoot this. If it goes in, it goes in, and just getting to that point. I guess for all you guys, like you said, adding that three, it's just saying, all right, this year I'm going to shoot 3 threes. Now I'm up to 4, and then just having the confidence that, hey, I'm going to take this shot, and that's my shot.
Yeah, it's about progressing at his pace. Whatever he's comfortable with. I'm going to try to stay in his head about staying positive with it this year. So, there's no telling how he comes back to training camp, honestly.
Yeah, well, it should be an interesting season. A lot of people picking the Sixers as a favorite in the East. I'll tell you, Miami's a great place to play, I'm sure, but Philly's a little different. What's it been like, being an opposing player, especially that playoff season when that place was – they hadn't been to the playoffs for a while. That place was nuts when you guys were there.
Oh, yeah, every game was crazy. It was like a zoo playing there. And I'll admit it was really tough to play up there, but that series was great. And their crowd was just into every possession.
Well, you'll be someone they're cheering for, I'm sure. Tobias will tell you. I was at the night Tobias made his appearance, his first game here. They bring Dr. J out on the court. It's a little different, I know Miami's got LeBron, but that's all newer stuff. D Wade. What was it like playing with Wade this last year? That had to be pretty neat. The last year, getting to play alongside one of the greats of the game.
Yeah, it was super cool. He was here my rookie year too, but being a part of the whole One Last Dance thing was crazy. I couldn't even imagine doing something like that.
Yeah.
Every away game almost felt like a home game, and that kind of speaks to how basketball respects him.
All right. Well, Josh Richardson, his summer is here. I know you said you're down in Miami. Enjoy the rest of your summer. And then, of course, the Sixers fans will be looking forward to see what he brings to the table. Horford, Richardson, Ben, Joel, Tobias, Zaire, Thibault, a lot of new faces on this team. It should be a fun season. Josh, we appreciate you spending a couple minutes this summer with us, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
All right, Josh Richardson, everybody here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. As he said, playing with Ben. I think he brought it up. He actually said it. He confirmed what Tobias Harris told us, that, hey, I was playing against Ben the other day, and he banged a couple jumpers in my face, right? Was that what we got to cut that audio up there. Yeah, Tobias told Josh Richardson. That's true. We were talking about this Monday. I said, I believe it because Tobias said it. He's such a believable guy. He's such a nice guy. Good stuff from Josh Richardson here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline.